Hello you guys, this is going to be another channel message, part 2 of they are just now finding out the truth of who they are, whatever I titled it. So it's kind of a part 2. So this is more so about you, that they're finally finding out the truth about who you are, okay? So you might want to watch that video before you watch this one, because I go into the whole why I reference Sailor Moon so much, and why I use the Sailor Moon pictures for my videos. So you might want to go back and watch that, so I don't have to do that all over again. But I'll leave the link below. So I feel like this individual, whoever you're connected to, whoever you want to label them as your twin flame, twin soul, your divine partner, your soul partner, your soulmate, whoever this person is to you, this person is finally, I feel, looking at the truth of who you are on a deep level. And I don't mean, I feel like they're starting to. I don't want to say that they completely see the bigger picture. I feel like they're not just looking at you as, oh, that was just a fling, and that was just someone that I connected to, you know, we had sex, or this is someone that is cool with me, blah, blah, blah. It's not that. I feel like this person is now seeing you for your spiritual self, okay? The importance of who you are and what role you play in their life or have played. I feel like it's starting to click. They have to see their purpose first before they can even see who you are. Okay, so if they're all confused about what their purpose is and what they came here to do, or if they even have a purpose, that I'm just not meant to just be down here sleeping with all of these people, or I'm just meant to just, you know, work and, you know, buy clothes and, you know, party. I feel like they're seeing themselves differently. Something has hit them, and it's not an easy discovery. And I also feel like seeing you in a deeper level is kind of like, what the hell? Like, what is this? Like, what is this shit? It's not an easy discovery. Now it's kind of like, I'm trying to figure out who the hell this person is. And when they figure it out, it's kind of like, oh shit. And it's conflicting. I feel like there was some sort of like spark in the beginning, or some people call it a soul shock, which I feel like we all experience when we come across people that we recognize on a soul level. We initially have that. We might experience goosebumps or some sort of deja vu like feelings. But I feel like this is deeper than that. It's kind of like, it's harsh. It's way deeper. And this person doesn't know how to handle it, because it's kind of like they're looking at themselves from a deeper level. Like they might even have come to an awareness that they have spiritual gifts. Like, oh, I can manifest. Oh, I am intuitive. Oh shit. Like, it might be very weird for them. Okay. So just realize that it's kind of a reversal of where you started. Like, think about how you started this whole situation, or this whole journey, or this whole connection. It's like that for them. They're dealing with that. And like I said, it's not an easy thing. So seeing you for who you are is like just really crazy. And if you watch Sailor Moon, like, I really suggest you guys watch that show. If you, like I said, watch the first video before you watch this. So if you watch that first video, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's the references in that show is really, it's just crazy. It's so timely. It's so divine, I would say. And there's scenes in there where when they do their form, where they form into, where Sailor Moon forms into, or when Serena forms into Sailor Moon, it's really her coming into her higher self and embracing her gifts and utilizing her spiritual gifts and powers. There's also a scene where Serena discovers that Darren is Tuxedo Mask, which is Darren's higher self. And it's like, oh, that's the man of my dreams. It's him. Like, oh my God, it's him. Like, oh God, like she's like, what the hell? And he's like the same as well. When he sees her, he's like, oh my, she's Sailor Moon. Like, what the fuck? Because they already know who their life, you know, it could be life partner, I would say. For some, these connections don't always have to end up romantic. The romance part is the catalyst, the catch. It's not really always the end result. Sometimes it's the cherry on the icing on the cake. It's the cherry on top. It's not the element. These are about self. These journeys, these connections are to push you back to yourself. That's all they are at the end of the day, whether you end up with this person or not. That once you get to a higher level in the connection, that part of romance and being together, that kind of gets put on the second priority list. It's now about you and your evolution and your growing and you finding out who you are. They become second to that. In the beginning, it's all about them. It's like, we got to be together. It's got to be this mission, and we're gonna, that part gets pushed to the side a little bit, or at least put on the second level of importance to you at some point in your journey. It's not the importance. And then you see that it might not even be that. You might come to that conclusion that it doesn't have to be romantic in the end. We don't have to end up together in the end. That's fine. I see the higher order in this. So they're not at that level. Okay, some of you might not even be there yourselves with that, but they recognize each other from another life, because in another life they actually were lovers. They were guardians of the universe, or one universe they were in, and it got destroyed. They sacrificed themselves so that Serena and the others could come back and reincarnate into a different form and fight for humanity. And they recognized who they were, because they already got glimpses of their past lives. So they knew who they were once they came into their true higher forms. It's like, that's who that is? Oh my God. Like, oh, I would have never thought, like, oh, who is that? Like, because they didn't really like each other, really. They always made fun of each other, talked bad about each other. But it's like when they went into this dream world and when they were, in their higher selves, it's like, that was like that person, the one that Serena had a big crush on, Tuxedo Mask. When she found out who he really was, it was like, oh, that's Darren. Like, oh my God. And they end up actually being together later on in the show, which is funny. But it's so crazy how this show works. And there's a scene where they do discover who they see each other forming. So I'll leave those two scenes at the bottom so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, this message is pretty much what I'm getting. Pretty clear, pretty straightforward. I hope it makes sense, you guys. I know it's kind of corny to reference a cartoon, but you guys got to look at things differently. You can't just prejudge everything and say, oh, it's just a cartoon. Like, no. Spirit talks through so many different things and devices. It's crazy. So I feel there's a reason why I was connected to watch the show and why I love it so much, and I never really got it, because it kind of resonates with my own journey myself, and it makes so much sense, and I feel like you guys can relate too, even if you're not into cartoons, anime, or whatever. Even Sailor Moon might be girly for some of you, or just not your thing. But I would suggest, like, if you're looking for something because they say like Hancock is one of those twin flame soulmate movies. I never watched that. I will watch that because they always bring that movie up as a reference. But this is like, it's a cartoon, but it's much deeper than that. It's like, I feel like children will relate. If any children come across these like catalyst-like relationships, these divine connections, that this show might be something to help them to easily understand what they're dealing with. I feel like, as a learning tool, it's just crazy. So I would suggest you guys start from the beginning, because Serena's journey starts out the first episode where she meets Luna, which to me, I feel like Luna is her intuition, her subconscious. And that's the point where she's starting to open up to who she is and what she's here to do, and her spiritual abilities and gifts. So it's definitely something that I would recommend for you guys to watch. Everything has a reason. I wouldn't tell you just to sit here and watch Sesame Street if it didn't have some sort of meaning to it. You know what I mean? Or whatever. But that is pretty much it, you guys. That is the messages that I'm getting. I wanted to share this with you guys. And as always, I'm sending you guys much love. If you're interested in your own personal readings, Twin Flame Soulmate Energy readings, you can check the link below. My website also has different readings that you might be interested in, that you can check out as well. I'm sending you guys much love. Till the next channel message. Peace.